Tonight, it's about breaking bread together, and we know one another a little better after tonight. So please join me in raising your glass to our people, to the Pacific, and to the possibilities of all we can do together. Hear, hear. Welcome. Bon appetit. I again emphasize to President Xi that the United States does not seek conflict. It's not, as my generation would say back in the day, this is not all kumbaya. We have real differences with Beijing.
Oh, yes. President Biden toasting to leaders at the APEC summit in San Francisco last night. Biden also said that the U.S. does not seek conflict with China. He says that all the time. But the relationship is not, quote, all kumbaya. The Biden administration removing sanctions on the Chinese Ministry of Public Security's Institute of Forensic Science. This is part of a deal to get China to help curb fentanyl from flowing into the United States. Joining me right now is Virginia Congressman Rob Wittman. He's the vice chairman of the House Armed Services Committee and a member of the China Select Committee. Congressman, you've done a lot of work with your colleagues on trying to assess the real threat from China. What do you make of this deal that Biden and Xi Jinping have come up with? The Chinese are claiming to want to help stop or curb the flow of fentanyl into America.
Well, Maria, this is not the way to go about successful policy initiatives with China. You don't capitulate to China first and hope that they follow suit. This just doesn't work. We've seen previously when Biden administration officials have gone there, they've asked for things to be done. China has not done those things. This is another procession of failed policies there to somehow say, we're going to take you off the sanctions list in hope that you stop the flow of fentanyl is, I think, wishful thinking. And it is not the way you deal with Xi. Xi is a strong leader, and the way you deal with him is by strong assertion and saying, this is what will happen if you don't do these things, and you need to demonstrate that you do things before we do anything in return.
Yeah, and that's not the way he's been dealing with it at all. And, of course, the tone is set from the top, so there's no surprise that CEOs of American businesses marched in there and gave Xi Jinping a standing ovation, taking a cue from the White House. Great op-ed in the Journal this morning. U.S. CEOs on the Chinese menu. Yes, that's exactly who is on the menu for China right now. U.S. CEOs. Whatever the merits of this week's summit between President Biden and Xi Jinping, there was no reason for U.S. business leaders to trip over themselves to get in on the action, writes the editorial board in the Journal this morning. Your reaction to all of that and this meeting in general?
Well, what you see is Xi and China have become master manipulators. They are willing to dangle out there to businesses, the 1.4 billion people in China, as that marketplace. And American businesses are tripping over themselves. Instead of saying, no, by the way, China, what are you doing concerning intellectual property theft? What are you doing to protect the value of what they transact there in China? They won't do that. They won't assert themselves against Xi. And when you don't do that, Xi will take advantage of that. Xi is a strong leader, and he will look to assert himself in ways that are to China's advantage, not to the advantage of American businesses.
Oh, you mean like a spy balloon traveling America for a week and sending information back in real time? Or you mean like setting up police stations in the U.S.?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. I want to get your, I mean, like both of those things should have been corrected when Biden met with Xi Jinping, but I don't think those issues even came up.
No, they didn't. And he should be talking about intellectual property theft. He should be talking about the other aspects of military communications, things that are important to the stability, not only of the world, but making sure, too, that China understands that there is a consequence for them not taking positive actions in making the impact of their behavior felt. So what they believe they can do is to still do the same bad things and not have any outcome from that.
Yeah.